Let's make this super easy Dollar Tree wreath DIY. You can do this for summer, spring, which is good for now, or you can do it for any time of year. You would just change it out. So I have one of those wheels from Dollar Tree. They have them in the wreath section. I painted mine pink. You can leave it as is. I'm taking a pool noodle also from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to cut a little section of it and then cut straight down so I can wrap it around. If you want to cover up more of your wheel, you can make a bigger piece, but I just wanted just a little section on mine. It's going to be hard to curve, so just to make this easy for you, you can cut it into sections and then just glue it closed, let that dry, and then this way it'll be easier. Because we're putting so many flowers on it, you won't really see that gap right there. I'm going to take some faux florals from the Dollar Tree. You can get them from Walmart, from a whole bunch of different places. I'm going to pop them off the stem and then put them in. You can poke little holes in your pool noodle to make it easier for them to go in. And then I'm also popping off the greenery part and then just adding it around. You can add a mix of florals. You can do this in any color you want. Like I said, that's why this is great, because you can do this for any season just based on what you want it to look like. You can also add ribbons and different things. I'm not the best bow maker, but this is just a simple, easy bow. I just wanted to show you can make and pop that on there. I didn't add a lot of ribbon to mine, but you can, and it'll give it just another effect, make it look nice and fuller. You can add just whatever you want. You can add little pieces. This is great for like Christmas time if you wanted to do something like this and then add in little ornaments and stuff. But we're doing this right now for summer and for spring. So I have these metal butterflies. They are in the Dollar Tree. So they have these with hooks, without hooks. I just grab these two right here, and I'm just going to put those on, just hot gluing them in place. They are called wall decor, so but you can use this right now for the wreath, and I just think it gives it just another cute little detail because they are metal. They're pretty. They do have paper ones too if you want to grab. And then I'm taking a piece of ribbon to hang this. You can just hang it right there on the pieces, but just to give it just another little extra detail. And this is how it came out. It is something so easy and so simple that you can do. You can customize it to fit in with your style, your home decor. You can add in different little pieces, but I hope this gave you some inspiration to go out and make yourself your own little custom wreath door hanger. Another one of my old projects that I did that I think is super cute, and you might want to try to recreate this. You can do this on a bigger scale. I did this with just a Dollar Tree wire basket, but you, like I said, you can do this on a bigger scale. So first I'm just starting out with some twine, and you can do this any way you want. That's the great thing about it, because you're customizing it. But I'm started out with some twine, and I just wanted to make a little V shape with it. It's hard to see because it is twine. It's thin, but in the basket. But I'm just going to first tie it down and then like weave it in and out. So this is what the whole project is, weaving in and out. So you'll cut a big enough piece to work with, but not too big so that it gets, tangled up. But it's real easy, real simple. And to this day, I still love the way this basket came out. It does take a while when you're working with the twine because it is thinner. The macrame cord goes quicker because it is a thicker cord. So if you're going to be working with a thin cord like the twine, you just know it's going to take you a little bit of time. But once I got to the top of the V shape, I just came in and out, and then I went back down to the bottom and then came back up to the top until it all filled in that little space right there. And then I did the same thing on the other side, and I have like my upside down V shape, triangle shape there. So then I'm going to start working with the macrame cord. I got this from Amazon. It comes on a big spool. It is really great to work with. And macrame cord, you don't have to always use it to do macrame projects. So I'm doing this the same way that I did the twine, just weaving in and out of the pieces of the basket there. And you can see that one was much quicker to fill in. So once you're done with that and you get the look and the shape that you want of that, you can just, hide the pieces at the end. You can tie that off. I then went in, I didn't finish the piece. I went in from the bottom, but you don't want to do too much on the bottom because you want the piece to be able to stand up and sit up straight. But it's just one piece, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But I went in from the bottom and then began to fill in the middle of that V shape so that that wasn't left open. And then I came in with some more twine, and then I made some braided twine handles. Real easy, real simple. You just take as much twine as you want together. You can do it with 3 strands. I did it with a little more than 3 strands, but you just make a nice little handle, put those on. You can tie those off. I decided to add some fringe to the top of mine. Real simple. You just take the macrame cord, tie it in a knot there, and then you have the fringe pieces to make them like real stringy fringe. Like, I just took apart the macrame cord, and then it's nice and stringy, cut off, trimmed it down so that everything was nice and even, and this is how it came out. It has such a nice little boho look to it, kind of a farmhouse too. But if you like, please give it a big old thumbs up and follow for more easy fun DIYs. Now for this one is a simple one too, and it's just, you can get, I haven't seen leather Dollar Tree in a while, but you can get leather from Dollar Tree. I just used this leather, faux leather fabric that I had, and you're just going to want to make sure that everything is equal. Mine was about 12 inches, and then I'm just going to fold it again, and then cut the corners off, cutting them equally. I cut about 2 inches in on each side to cut another little square out. So you want to make sure that they're even, because you're going to line them up. So I'm trying to make sure they're as even as possible. You can cut them individually and make sure that they're absolutely perfect without stacking them, but I wanted to save a little bit of time, so I stacked them together. And then what you're going to do is just fold them, line up the sides inside, if you understand what I'm saying. As you can see, you can use fabric glue, you can use hot glue, you can go back, you can stitch it. I used the hot glue, and then I did go in and stitch it after with the machine. But if you don't have a machine, you can hand sew it. You cannot sew it, and just get you a good glue. Make sure that it adheres real nice, and you're going to do that to every corner. Like I said, you don't need a machine to do it, but if you do have one, that'll be great. Once you're done with that, then I came in and I top stitched, and again, you can hand sew at the outside, and this is how it looked, and it reminded me of a lot of pieces that I have seen in high-end places. So this is a cute way to make a leather catch-all tray. All right, so I wanted to make a high-end inspired cement bowl, and you can see they go for a lot at the high-end stores, but we're gonna make ours for real cheap. I'm using a bowl, a drip pan bowl from the Dollar Tree. I couldn't find a bowl to go inside to make the inside, so I'm just making one out of cardboard. I had an extra piece from a cement thing that I had, and then to get the bottom piece of it, I'm just taping some extra cardboard that I had. So you can make your mold shapes yourself if you want to when you're working with cement by using cardboard, just like I did. Taped it up nice and good so it didn't leak through. And that's it. That's going to be the piece that I use for the inside. Like I said, I'm using the drip tray from the Dollar Tree to make this cement bowl. And it's just real simple. I'm going to be using this quick set cement. I'm going to mix it right in the bowl that I'm going to be using for it. I'm going to mix it until it's like a thickish kind of consistency, but not too thick. But once I get the right consistency, I added a little paint to mine once I was done mixing it and everything and stuff, just to try to give it some color. I didn't mix it in thoroughly, but for your cement, you don't have to leave it the color that it is. You can add different things to it. You can paint it afterwards. You can do, whatever you want when you're making your own cement projects. And that's the whole fun part of doing your own DIYs. Once I leveled it out the way I wanted to, I pushed in my little inside cardboard bowl, and then I just try to straighten out the sides. I don't want it to be perfect because I want it to look, authentic. So I don't want it to be perfect. Before it completely dried, you can wait till it dries because the cardboard is easy to move. But once it partially dried, I just came in and took out the bowl and the inside, and then just still smoothed out some of the pieces on this side. Like I said, I don't want them to be too perfect because I wanted to have that, rough kind of look. But this is how it is at the end. You can see on the part that had the plastic part, it's real smooth, like right there. And then on the inside, it's rough. So I'm just going to sand it out and take away the little tiny chip pieces that are at the top. But this is how it turned out, and I'm super happy with the way it turned out. And it's super big because I used the Dollar Tree drip pan, and I love the way it turned out. Let me know what you thought. And now for this one right here, another quick and easy cement DIY. So you'll just take, I got this from Dollar Tree. It's just like a cardboard kind of paper container that you can get, and they have like different shapes, different sizes. And I just put a hole in it. You really don't need a drill to do this. And I'm just going to take some twine from Dollar Tree and just take a few different strands of that, and just going to create like a little braiding handle there with that. So I took those strands, put that in, tied the knot, and then I began to braid it. You could do the braiding beforehand and then just poke both sides in at the same time and then just tie off the knot. Or you could do it the way that I did it, whichever way is easiest for you. Or you could use something else as a handle too. You could do this in a bunch of different ways. But I have it like that. And then I'm just going to take some cement, the feather finish one, the one that you use to finish up like cracks and different things. And I'm going to mix it directly in this. Okay, because it is cardboard paper, you do not want to add too much water at one time because it is cardboard paper. But I'm just going to mix it a little bit at a time so I get the consistency that I do want for the cement. And once I'm done, like I said, adding it in a little bit at a time, getting out all those lumps and bumps and getting the consistency that I want, then I'm going to just start to cover the piece. So I'm just going to cover the whole outside of the piece with this cement. So it's real easy, concrete cement, whichever you call it. And you can just, I put on a glove and just smoothing it on, moving that handle kind of, out the way so that it doesn't get too much of the product on it. And it's just real easy, real simple. To If you have like streaks or anything like that, you can just finish that off with some sandpaper, like a light grit sandpaper at the end once everything dries. But it's best to try to smooth it out as best as you can while you're working it on there so that you don't have that work to do after the fact. If you don't want cement inside of your container because you want to use it for something, then you can just not mix it in the container like I did mine. But this is how it looks. It's still drying and you can see those streaks in it, but you can just, you see, smooth that out right there. And then this is how it turned out. It is so cute, so simple, and a great way to start out using cement or concrete. Another quick, fun, easy summer DIY. All right, I have this basket. It's a wood basket from Target in the Dollar Spot Bullseye section. And then I have these wood floral pieces. Got them from Michael's. They came in a pack of like 6 or 8 for just a couple of dollars. My basket has a couple of scuffs because I've been using it for a while. And then I'm just going to paint that, touch that up. And then I'm going to paint the flowers. I'm going to paint them yellow and pink. I'm going to paint the ones that kind of look like sunflowers, daisies, or what have you. I don't know flowers that well, but I'm going to paint those yellow. I'm going to give it 2 coats on each of them. So I'm going to paint the pink ones 2 coats, and I'm going to paint the yellow ones 2 coats. After I did it, I realized I should have painted the back too because you can see it from the back of the basket, but that's okay. And then I'm just going to, just to make them not look so flat, I'm just going to go around the edge and in the middle with this brown paint. I'm just doing just a little detail on the outside and then in the inside of the circle. You can also add some other little detail inside the circle just to make it like a real little flower. You can put like some cute felt in there. You can do a lot of different things, but I'm just leaving mine empty like that and just giving it just that little paint touch up right there, like I said, around the edge and then in the middle of all of those. And then once everything was ready to go, I placed them on the basket to see where I wanted everything laid out. So they're going to be overlapping each other. And then the one that is the flattest to the piece, I'm gluing that one on first. I had transferred some of that brown paint on there, but that's okay because I covered it up. I'm trying to overlap on the holes too because I didn't fill in the holes. You can fill in the holes, but I wasn't really too worried about it because I knew there would be a lot going on with the basket. But I'm just taking and, like I said, overlapping them and alternating between the 2 types of flowers. And then that is how that looks so far. And then you can leave it like that or you can add extra touches. I'm going to add these little leaves. I got these from the Dollar Tree. They were part of like the little roses they had around Valentine's Day, but Dollar Tree has a ton of faux florals that you can pick from, but I'm just going to put just a little bit of the greenery there. So I'm taking 2 of those and I'm just gluing them on at the stem part. You got to hold it in place to make sure everything stays down nice and tight. And then now to cover up where that is, I'm just going to go over it with this white ribbon right here. You can pick any color ribbon. You can do this with like some burlap. That would be pretty. You can just do a bunch of things. You can also add wording to the bottom if you want. I'm just going to give it a little bit of hot glue. You really don't need to do it if you pull it tight enough when you glue it in the back. But I'm just going to make sure everything stays in place. So I'm just giving it a little bit of hot glue in the middle and then on the corners there. And then I glued the back. I didn't touch up the back of my box because it's going to be up against something, so I wasn't really worried about that. But yeah, that's how I finished that off in the back. And then you can add like a pretty bow in the middle here, a flower. I just went with another pink piece of ribbon and then some twine. You don't have to do that. Like I said, you can do this in so many different ways. You can add wording, you can add pretty bow, you can do different type ribbon, you can do no ribbon, you could do a bunch of things. I thought it wasn't enough with just the one layer of twine, so I cut three pieces long enough to go around and then tie into the bow and just getting those in place because I wanted it to be above the pink ribbon that was there. And then once I had it in place, I'm just going to tie it in a bow to the side. I decided not to do it in the middle, but I thought the side looked the cutest. So just a little rough bow with nothing special. You can add a cute little tassel here too. You can do a lot of different things. You can fill this now with like different things for the kitchen, for the kids. But I haven't decided what I'm going to do mine with yet. I'm thinking maybe a little faux planter, but this is how it came out. Make sure you follow for more fun and easy DIYs.
Hey, welcome back. We're going to do some super quick DIYs, boho inspired. All right, the first one is going to be a planter. I'm taking a small planter and a bigger planter from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to stack them and hot glue them together at the little top lippy thing so that they stick together. I'm using Gorilla Hot Glue. Once that dries, then I'm just taking some rope and I'm just going to hot glue it all the way around the whole thing, all the way up to the top. And then that's basically it. You're done. You can put your plant in it, and that's it. And it's super cute, super easy, and it's boho type to me, like inspired. All right, so let's now go on to the next one. And so for this one, I use some products from IKEA and from 5 and Below. All right, so I have these 2 garbage cans from IKEA and a tabletop from 5 and Below. So I'm just going to stack the cans on top of each other and again hot glue them and then weight it down with a weight to make sure it stays together. I started to sand the tabletop because I was going to paint it too, but then at the end I changed my mind. I'm going to use textured paint here, so I'm just going to use this acrylic paint and baking soda. So you've seen it everywhere, whatever stuff. You just mix. I mix like half and half, so it's like thick and pasty. So you just mix in your paint and your baking soda, and about this amount was good enough to cover the whole thing. If you wanted it to be real thick where you couldn't see the lines, you would just keep building on. But I wanted to see the lines in the can, so you're just breaking it up. You're going to finish it off till it looks the consistency that you want, and then just paint the cans with it. Like I said, I was dripping on the tabletop because my intention was to paint the tabletop, but when I seen it when it was done, I was like, oh, I like it this way with the white, like creamish like, and the wood, so I left it that way. But once that's all dry and stuff, you can just put your tabletop on, and again I just used the Gorilla Hot Glue and stuck that on there. You can too if you want to use like a Dollar Tree plate or something like that to put on the top, but I wanted the table bigger, the top bigger than the bottom. And then this is it, and it's done. So I hope you liked. I try to go through these real quick.
All right, so today I wanted to show you some real quick, simple DIYs you can do. For this first one, I'm just going to be using this glass from the Dollar Tree, some Mod Podge, and some food coloring. This is the old school way of dyeing glass. It's called sea glass. You can do this method. You can bake it. I didn't bake mine. I just let it air dry. But you can bake it, help it go along a little quicker. I wanted a brown. I didn't mix the colors right to get the brown color that I wanted. I just did equal parts of the blue, the yellow, and the red, mixed those up. And it came out more like a dark green, but I'm happy with that color too. Even though it is spring, I'm just not ready for too bright of a colors just yet. Mix the Mod Podge in there, a decent amount of it, and you just pour it in, roll it around, make sure you get nice, even coverage. Okay, when you're drying it upside down like I did mine, you're going to want to put something so that it doesn't dry flat like that because it'll pool at the top, as you can see. Okay, now for this one, another simple one. I have this bowl from Target, but you can probably get a bowl like this at the Dollar Tree, and if you can find it in glass, that'll be even better because it'll have a nice thickness to it. I use these things from the Dollar Tree. Also, the twine and the bowl on the bottom, just hot glue those together to make a pedestal style bowl. Let that dry, and then you're just going to wrap the twine around, going not on top of it, but just going around and around and around, putting a little bit of hot glue every couple of inches or so that you can get it nice and stuck down. Once you get towards that little hump at the bottom, it's easier to do it, but the bottom part will take a while. I decided I didn't want to do the inside, so I painted it black. You could spray paint it beforehand. You could leave it the color it is. You can go ahead with the twine inside. You can do it however way you want, but I decided to paint the inside. I was deciding on should I do the bottom black, like the inside, or just wrap it with the twine. I ended up wrapping everything with the twine, and then once you're done, if you want to get rid of the little fuzzies that's on there, you can just burn those off, and then it gives it kind of a nice little distressed type look. And then this is how it'll turn out. Into it. Okay, so for this first one, this is a basket that I do love. I did it with macrame cord. I got mine from Amazon. It was a large roll that you can do mini projects with. And then I'm using a basket that I had from Target. I didn't want to use the gold anymore, so I wanted to do something more cozy, more, textured with it. So I used a macrame cord. With this is also great because I didn't glue anything down. So if I wanted to, I can take out all my hard work and go back to the original basket. But this is just going to be a bunch of playing around. I didn't use any specific pattern or weaving thing or anything like that. I just played around with it until I got a design that I liked, just weaving in and out. I noticed that it was making these cute little triangle shapes. And I didn't want to do the same thing all the way. So once I got to one direction, I switched around and went another direction, but it was just a bunch of playing around, weaving in and out, looping over and under, and all type of different things, just to cover up as much of the metal as I could. And you can see it came out so nice. It did take a while because, like I said, I didn't have a set direction with it. I just did it until it came out the way I wanted to. Took long pieces of the cord and just cut them, and then just tied them together as I came to an end. And then when I got to the top, I braided some cord together so that I can wrap it around. And then I also used that braiding detail to cover up where there were gaps around the macrame design that I did do. So this is something that you can customize for your own. You don't have to, have a bunch of skill, a bunch of talent to do this. It's something simple that anyone can do. And I feel like it really gives it that textured look and that custom type piece. And I love this piece to this day still. Okay, now on to this one. This one is an IKEA, what you want to call an IKEA hack, an IKEA Dollar Tree hack mixed together. I don't know. But it was 2 garbage cans that you get from IKEA, and they are rather cheap. And you can use these in so many different ways besides just being garbage cans. That's the great thing about IKEA products. And I'm just going to take 2 and I'm going to put them together. I did the edge of the can with the gold so that it would have a look, because the plate that I'm using from the Dollar Tree is not going to cover the top. So I wanted it to have that little gold detail, but you glue these together, wait it so that it dries together real nice. And then I just used some clothesline rope that I got from like a dollar store, not the Dollar Tree, but like a dollar store. So it was rather cheap. I have 2 of them there. And then I'm just going to hot glue around the rope all the way from the base all the way up to the top. Once you end with one, and you can see one lasted for one bottom of the garbage can, and then I use the other one for the top portion of it. I'm just buttoning them together, and then once that was done, I put in the Dollar Tree plate. And like I said, it fit perfectly inside. You have to make sure you line it up real nice so that it doesn't slip through, but it fit perfectly inside. Let that dry, and then you have a nice little side table. Okay, now for this one. This one I love to do with glass. It is so simple, so easy. It's a water vinegar mix that you'll make. So it's just white vinegar and water. You mix it together and you'll get this like glass type effect where it gives me, to me, like a little antique type vibe. So what you're going to do is you're going to paint whatever glass item that you have, whatever color that you want it to be. It wasn't too perfect with the paint job because like I said, I knew I was going to be layering this, and then before it dries, you're going to hit it with the water vinegar mix. You can be as heavy-handed with it or light-handed with it as you want, but I just hit it with that. Let that dry, and you can see, I don't know if you can really see, but it's bubbling. So it has that bubble look to it, like that distress type look to it. And then I hit it, you can see it better when the gold goes on, hit it with the gold and then did it again. So like I said, based on how heavy you go with it, how light you go with it, is how it's going to turn out. You can test it with a sample piece and see how you like it. Okay, so now for this one. So simple, so easy. I have these Dollar Tree boxes. I haven't seen these in a while, but you can use any type of box from the Dollar Tree. You can even upcycle old boxes that you might have, but I had these two from the Dollar Tree and I saw these at Restoration Hardware and I said, let's make that. Use this metallic type hammered spray paint, and so simple, so easy. Let it dry and put them on my shelf. So I have these coasters, which are not coasters, they're just tiles that I got from Floor and Decor, but like, I want to say less than $2. I can't remember, it was so long ago, but I got like 12 of them in a pack. And I just wanted a cute little coaster holder. So I'm just taking the Jenga blocks from the Dollar Tree, making sure they're the right size, and then making little sides so it's a cute little coaster holder. And then once I have everything, how I want it to be, I'm just going to glue them together. I'm just using hot glue for this. You could use wood glue, you could use a stronger glue, but I'm just using hot glue. Put them all together, put the little side pieces on, and then you have a cute coaster holder. All right, so today we're going to be doing some easy modern home decor DIYs that anybody can do. I saw these bowls at Walmart. They were like 50 cents each, and this cup. And I was like, oh, that's a cute shape. I've done something like this before, but I just thought the shape was so cute, and I just wanted to do something like it again. So first, just going to take off the stickers, and you can line them up by the little dot in the middle and glue them together. Once that dries, I came in with some caulk from the Dollar Tree, and I just filled in a little gap there. You don't have to do that part, but it just kind of helps it make it look like it's one single piece if you fill in any gaps and dips and stuff like that. And then you can let that dry, and then you can sand off so it's nice and even if you want, but I wanted mine to have kind of a rough texture. You can also cover the whole thing too. I was out of white spray paint at the time, so I just covered it in the white paint that I had available, but you can spray paint this, it'll be easier. We just need like 1 or 2 coats, and then once that dried, I came in with this stone paint, and this is how it turned out. Oh, and by the way, after I did this, I saw an RH piece that looks just like this, and I'll insert that.
And look, this is another one of my favorite placemat DIYs. I have a few of them on the page. I bought a bunch of these at one point, but I just took this canvas. I'm going to do a reverse canvas with this. So you just take the canvas off, pop off all of the staples, and then you flip it around, and then you'll have framed artwork. So you don't have to do the framing for the outside. I'm going to take these 2 placemats. You can leave them this color that they are right there, but I decided to paint mine black along with the frame and then put everything back together. So I painted it black let that dry, and just gave it like, I try to remember that I gave it 1 or 2 coats, but just till it's covered to how you want it to look. And then I hot glued it on to the canvas that I had removed from the frame originally, put everything in the place that I wanted it to, and then stretched the canvas real nice and tight, and then just stapled it to the frame. And then I cut off all of the excess, and then you have, like I said, a nice framed canvas. This is called reverse canvas. It's real easy, real simple. I do it a lot. You can also do other methods, but this is just so easy. And this is how it came out. And I love this one too. This is like a no DIY. You can always just take those glass vases from the Dollar Tree and just fill them with like some kind of bowl filler, and it gives a cute piece of decor. So you don't have to put a lot of effort into decor sometimes. This is another one of those glass vases from the Dollar Tree. I had did a DIY with it before, but I'm gonna just change it up. You could put a base on this. I did, and I just took some of the wood Jenga blocks, and then I just spaced them out, trying to make sure they were straight though, going up and down. But I just put them on randomly with a little bit of hot glue. Once I had everything placed the way that I wanted it to be placed, I wanted to kind of keep that texture look that I had before. So I just did like a dab painting. With this, you can also use like a textured paint method. But when you're doing the textured paint method with black, sometimes it does come out ashy because of the baking soda. So I just did it that way. And this is how this came out. Another one that I love, and it's one of my favorite DIYs. And this one is a good Dollar Tree DIY too. So you might want to try that one. This one, another one using the Jenga blocks and some wood pieces from Dollar Tree. So this is going to be a lantern. This one is real easy, real simple. So I'm building the base with one of the wood planks and then the Jenga blocks. So I'm gluing it. You can use wood glue too for this. And then I'm building those same frames, but without the wood plank, to go up for as tall as you want it. So based on whatever size you want to do, you could do this bigger. But I just did it with the size of basically the wood plank right there. So you're going to build up as many of those as you feel necessary for, like I said, whatever height you want to do it. Once I was done building all of those up, then I'm going to start stacking them. So to put these together, I just again attached some Jenga blocks, glued those, and then kind of slid it down over it so it lined up flush. So you can see how it lines up right there. And then did another level. You can use something taller in the middle. But this was just, real easy, real simple. Make sure you let it dry. So you can just hold it in place for a little bit till it dries. Make sure you let it dry. It'll look like this. You can go in with some wood filler, fill in all those, but I'm just gonna be painting mine black. You can stain this, whatever you want to do. I'm going to be just using some rope for a handle from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just giving it a little burn just to get rid of all those little frays and stuff that, sometimes come with the rope. And then I'm just going to hot glue those in there. So one on each side to give it, just that little handle look. And again, like I said, you can make this bigger. You can put a little faux candle in there, but this is how mine came out. And this was so simple and so easy. And again, you can customize this to look this. So if you see these at Dollar Tree, these are so great. You could do this with the Dollar Tree vase too, but I had this cardboard tube right here, and I'm just rolling it out to make sure it fits. The backing kind of removes itself once you cut it. So I'm just hot gluing it down and then making sure everything lines up nice. I cut off the bottom of that cardboard tube and I hit it with the black, and then I just brushed it lightly with this gold metallic paint here, and it gave it like that, antique look because the print is already like an antique type print. And again, you can do this with the Dollar Tree vase, and then you can put something with real water in there. But I just filled mine with a little faux plant, and that is how it came out. And I love these because you can do so many things. An easy Dollar Tree DIY. All right, so let's make this. So this is just kind of like the Easter one we made, but I have the crate from Dollar Tree, and then I have the little home. You can do a lot of things with these. You can do a stencil, you can do whatever. I'm just gonna use some Jenga blocks just to bring the height of the home shape up, because I want the crate to be in front of it, and I don't want to cover too much of the actual house shape. Glue all together. Make sure you let it dry grip it together real nice so that everything stays together. And then once everything is dry and it's standing nice and straight, then you can go ahead and you can leave it just like this and go ahead and use it. But I'm just going to take and paint mine black. You can stain the wood too. You can do a distress, and you can do so many different things on this. But I'm just going to paint the whole thing black. I just did like one coat of this, and then I took one of the labels from Dollar Tree. I use a crayon to write it so that it stays better, but you can use chalk, and I'm just taking a piece of twine. And because it has that little hole there to cover it up, I'm just using the twine to make a little bow. I'm gluing the little Y sign to there and then gluing the twine. And then I have like a little hand washing station. These are face washes that I do use, but a little hand washing station. You can also put a little faux plant in there too. Hope this gave you some inspiration to do a little cute DIY. These quick wall planters using items from the Dollar Tree. You can make this using items from the home improvement store like Home Depot, Lowe's, but I'm just going to be using items from the Dollar Tree. It's going to be real quick and simple. This pack of planks comes together. I'm going to take 8 of them. I'm going to stain them. Do the sides. I didn't do the sides because in my mind you weren't going to see the sides, but you do end up seeing the sides of these. And like I said, you can do this on a bigger scale using actual pieces of wood. Dollar Tree sometimes has bigger planks than these, but I'm using these. I stained them. Like I said, do the sides, because when I started to put it together, I realized you might not see the sides from the front, but you do see them from the side. So once everything dried, I just glued it together. You could use a wood glue, but I'm not going to be putting anything too heavy in these. It's just wall decor. Line it up, let them dry, and then you can release it. If you're going to be doing these using actual wood and stuff, you can nail these together. But I just hot glued mine, glued it into like a little rectangle box type shape. Let all of that dry. And then this is how it looks, and you can see the sides. But I was anticipating just the look from the front like that. So I did go in and finish up those sides. I took this little piece and just cut it in half. This is just a bottom piece so the little faux florals don't fall out. I'm not going to be using a real plant or anything in there, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Once you're done with that, like I said, paint the sides again. I just put something to hang it on the back. I got these from a picture frame at Dollar Tree that I took those off to make a little tray with. So I'm just going to use those. And this is how it comes out. It is so simple, so easy. And like I said, you can do this using actual wood, or you can use the cute little planks like I did and make just a cute little simple piece of a fun, easy floral print tray that you can do for under $10. I'm using this tabletop from Five and Below. I've used it before to do other things, so you can see where you put the legs in right there, but that's okay because you're not going to see that side. I'm just going to take and sand it down so that the color can stick to it. You can leave this in the wood color that it does have on it, but I just wanted to change mine up and change the color. So I sanded it down to, like I said, so the paint can grip to it. And then you just clean off all of that. I spray painted mine so that it was easy, quick, and even. I did about 1 coat of that with a matte kind of spray paint. I did around the edges too. And then I'm taking these wall decals from Dollar Tree. So you'll get both of those prints on this for $1.25. I'm going to use the blue one. At first I was going to go with the pink one, but then I have another idea for that. So I'm going to use the blue one for this. And then I did rip it, but that is okay because I just tucked it back and put it on. You want to make sure you put this on nice and flat. I'm going to use the little small floral pieces too. You don't have to use those. You can leave it off and save those for something else. But I'm just going to put the whole side of it on the tray. And then once I placed them all around and decided where I wanted every piece of the little florals to go. And like I said, you don't have to use all of the floral pieces. You can save those. You can arrange these however you want. But once I put those all down, you can then come in and cover it with a Mod Podge so that everything stays on, especially if you're going to put it in a heavy traffic area. I didn't do that yet though. But I'm just going to take this rope from the Dollar Tree, and you can get this like in the crafting section at the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to cut down 2 handles for the tray. You can use regular handles. I've done other trays with the same tabletop, and I used regular handles for like drawers and put those on there. I was at first going to go with a little cute gold handle, but then I changed it up. So I'm going to go with this rope tray, kind of give it like a boho vibe. I'm going to open up the end so kind of it lays flat. So once I cut them, I just opened it up so that it went flat. I'm putting it on with hot glue. You can put it on with a stronger adhesive glue, but the hot glue is working just fine. I matched them up on both sides across so that, the handles look even, and I hot glued those on. You'll let those dry. You just hold it in place for a little bit till it dries. And then once it dries, I came around and did the rope around the whole trim of the tray. You don't have to do that. You can just finish off where you attach the handles at with something and it'll have a cleaner look. But like I said, I wanted it to have like kind of a boho type vibe. So I wanted to go around with the rope all the way around. You can do 2 layers of the rope too, kind of come up, and then the tray will have like a little lip. So you would just stack it on top and then it would have like a little lip. But I just wanted to keep it simple, but still, have that boho look. So I just hot glued this all the way around where it overlaps on the handles. You want to just make sure you hold it there in place while it dries so that it doesn't lift up. And then when you're done, you're just going to cut it real even to where you began so that it kind of just looks like a continuous rope all the way around. But like I said, you can do this with different things. You can even get some of that like faux metal like trim that the Dollar Tree has and put this around. Just so many different ways you can do it. You can burn off all the little fray edges that come with the nautical type rope at Dollar Tree. They even have a white one too that you can use. But so many different ways you can do this. But I hope it gave you some inspiration to go out and create something fun, something pretty. You can do this in so many different ways to fit in with your own personal home decor. A fun Dollar Tree Chanel inspired perfume bottle decor piece that you can do. So they have these cute little perfume decor pieces at Dollar Tree, but we just want to change it up. To get inside, I had to cut, like, so kind of score the back of it. To get inside, you got to go real deep and as close to the edge as possible. Then I pried it open, and then you can see inside there are latches, like picture latches, but they don't put them on the outside. So I scraped off the middle part because we want to change it up. It worked best with the butter knife because it was nice and flat. And then I printed this out with my Cricut, but I decided that I wasn't going to go on the outside. So I just cut the paper, curved the bottom of it, and just left it on the same paper that the vinyl was cut on. But you can print this out with regular paper. And then I'm just going to make sure everything looks nice. I'm going to flip it over and use the cardboard side of the piece. And then I'm just going to cover that with Mod Podge, make sure the print is in the middle so that it lines up kind of with the perfume bottle. I took these beads from Dollar Tree and I'm just going to cover the board with Mod Podge, and then these beads get it to the point where it is nice and covered all around the Chanel sign, and then use those little latches that were hidden inside and put that there. You can leave it just like that. It was a debate. My daughter said she liked it with the top on it because it's like a perfume bottle in a perfume bottle. So I just took 2 Jenga blocks and a little wood block from Dollar Tree, get them in the crafting section, and then did that the same way I did the other part with the Mod Podge and the little beads. And this is how it came out. So I hope you enjoyed this DIY. Follow for more. A super easy dried floral wreath DIY that you can do. This is great for spring, for summer. You can do this for other seasons too. But okay, so I have some faux florals from Dollar Tree. I have these pretty ones from Michael's. They were on sale. And then I have these right here. I got these at a clearance and they were like 3 different types for 99 cents. So I'm just going to take them a little at a time. I have this ring. You can get a set of these rings at Dollar Tree. But I have the ring, and then I'm going to just start tying them with twine. You can use something different to tie it, something thinner if you want, but I feel like the twine works great. You don't want to take too much at a time because you want to be able to loop it around. And then, like I said, I'm just taking the pieces 1 by 1 or 2 by 2, depending on how you would like to arrange your wreath. And then I'm just going down just a little bit and wrapping the bottom of each piece around. So you don't want to wrap too much because it'll be big and bulky. You want to just do it a little bit at a time, going down gradually, and just make sure you get it nice and tight so that nothing, comes off later. The great thing about the faux florals is that, you can just pop the pieces off, so you don't have to worry about cutting those or anything like that. So once you're done with one side, you can do, like I said, as much or as little as you want. You can just go on to the other side and just repeat the same process over, just taking the pieces as you see fit and tying them. You don't want to do it too far down on the stems of the pieces because then they'll just flap around. So you want to do it as close as possible so that you have a nice snug look. And then once you're done, you could just tie it off and snip off the extra stems. But I wanted to continue the look with the twine. So I'm wrapping those stems around with the twine. I'm going to go around from one side to the other side, wrapping them on nice and snug. And then this is how it came out. Now another easy home decor piece using items from the Dollar Tree. This kind of has like a little boho vibe to it, but still modern at the same time. So I grabbed this picture frame, which I thought it was a tray, but this picture frame, it has little hooks and stuff in the back. After I was putting it together, you can make cute little boho art with this too. But I just took the little hooks off on the back, and then I gave it a little sanding just to kind of distress it, and plus it had a little distressing already, so I just did just a little more. And then I have these wall stickers from the Dollar Tree. They come with a bunch on it, so I just picked one that I thought would fit nice with the tray, and then I just stuck those on. I was just going to do one in the center, but I decided to do two, so I placed one on one side and then one on the other side. You can do this in so many different ways. You can do the whole thing with like a nice little decoupage. So many different ways you can do this, but I just put those two, and then you can cover it with a layer of Mod Podge, especially if you're going to be using it a lot. And then I took these wood beads from Dollar Tree. They come on a strand, and then I just stained them, and I'm going to use them as legs. I'm just going to put them at the ends, the corners of each corner, and then I'm just gluing them down. You can make the legs a little bit taller. You can stack these up, but I thought it was fine just with the one little piece right there because it's just a cute little table tray. So I didn't think it needed to be that high up. And then this is how it looks. You can style this different ways, but this is just real easy, real simple, and real quick. This is another one that could be considered like a 5-minute craft. Super easy summer DIY that you can do. So we're going to make this door hanger. I have this tabletop from Five Below, so I got it for $5. I used it to make a tray for my table, but now we're going to repurpose that again. I have the video on here too of this, so I'm removing the handles that I put on there, and now I'm left with these holes. So I had sanded this down and painted it white before too, but I was thinking about, should I use like a fun print paper on the bottom, or should I use some of these rub transfers from Dollar Tree? They have stencils at Dollar Tree, but I decided to go a different way. So I want to use these wood signs that I got from Michael's. They are $2, but they are on sale, and they have a ton of different ones. They have some at Dollar Tree too that you can grab, but I'm going to use some of those wood signs to make mine. So to fill in the holes, normally we would use like some cork or something like that, but I was pressed for time. So I just filled it with some hot glue, scraped that off so that it pushed in, and then what was left on top, it just easily rubbed right off because it was like a thin layer of hot glue. And then you can sand this down. Somehow the footage is lost, but you can sand that down to make sure everything is nice and even. And then you'll tape off where you're going to be painting at. You want to make sure that it's even, because even though it is a circle, you have to make sure everything is nice and even. So I broke out my little ruler, and I saw that it wasn't even though I can see that with my eyeballs. But I just measured around. You want to try to find the center, and then you can play around with it from there to figure out and make the lines nice and even. Or if you have one of those levelers, that would work too. But you just want to make sure it's as even as possible. And once you do that, then you can go ahead on to painting. I taped around the edges too, because I painted all the way down. I did 2 coats on there. And then I'm going to paint the Hello Summer parts. I'm going to paint those white, but you could leave those wood. You could stain those if you did like a nice trim on this. So if you did like another color right after the pink, you can do the color to match that. You can do this in so many different ways, like, because that would look nice though with like a black, or if you left the wood that the table was there, You can do it in so many different ways. But I painted mine white because I'm keeping this nice and simple, and I wanted to have like a nice girly kind of look to it. So I took off the tape once everything dried. And if your lines aren't straight right then, you can do the touch-ups there. But this didn't really need any touch-ups, so I was just ready to go. And I had already painted the other part white because that's what I did when I did the tray. So I'm just going to take and hot glue these down. So you're just going to figure out where you want to place them, and then just hot glue them down. You can use some stronger adhesive glue too, but I use Gorilla hot glue sticks, so they work really well. You can add another cute sign, and that would be really cute, especially if that was like green. It would be really pretty. But like I said, I'm keeping it simple, so I'm just going to take some faux greenery. I don't want it to be too long, so I'm just going to cut it down to size. And these are just from like a big stem and just pop them off. I'm going to make a bow. Um, I'm not the best at bow making. I'm going to work on it, but I made a bow the best I could. So I just cut some pieces, all different sizes. So one slightly smaller than the other one. I did the base one white, and then I did two of these sheer like ones because they really went with that pink color there. So I just wanted to use that, but they were mesh. So I did two of them. Folded them in half and then just made a bow the best I could. And then for the center, I just wrapped around some more of the white ribbon to cover up where everything connected. Hot glued that down, and then hot glued down the faux greenery. I added some little leaves to it too, just to give it another look. And then for the back, just to hang it, you can do twine, you can do so many different things. I'm going to use these beads. You just want to figure out where you want it to be. And then that is it. It is so simple, so quick, so easy. You can do this in so many different ways. Follow for more DIY. Another quick and easy summer decor DIY. This one we're going to do like beach theme. I have this wood round. I got mine from Michael's, but you can get it from Dollar Tree. Either way, they're going to be like around $1 or so. I have this paint. I wanted the paint to match the napkins because I was going to do a Mod Podge look with it, but I didn't have the paint color to match the napkins, so then I decided to change it up. But I painted both sides of the wood round and around all of the edges. I only gave the wood round one coat of paint because I wanted to have like kind of a distressed look, but you can do a couple of coats of paint if you want. I did give a couple of coats of paint to the little cup. Those came from Dollar Tree. They came in a set. They come with little spoons and like the summer section. Once everything dried, I'm going to just sand around the edge of the wood block just to help give it that distressed look just a little bit more. And then I have these rub transfers from Dollar Tree. I have a few different summer themed ones. This one has like a lot of flamingos and cute little things and things on it. So I'm just picking which ones that I want to use. I'm trying to show you the words there, but it's like kind of a metallic look, so it's got a little reflection to it. They do put them really close together, so you have to cut around really carefully when you are picking out which ones you want to use because they go together but don't go together. I've used the rub transfers before. This time, I'm guessing because of the pain and the unevenness with the distressing, it didn't stick immediately right away. Before, when I used it, I put it down and everything stuck right away, but it was a super flat, smooth surface before. So you have to figure out what type of surface you're using it on, and you have to make sure you transfer it really good. But I got most of the flamingo off, and then I went on to the words. I made sure to get all of the words off because I wanted the words to be shown on this. But once I was done, you just peel it back, and it's really easy and really simple to use these transfers. And then this is how that looked. You can just leave it like that, cover it with some Mod Podge, use it like a little coaster. But I'm going to make mine into like a raised little tray, basically. So I'm going to glue that little dessert cup from Dollar Tree that we painted and just make sure everything is nice and centered. And then I have this bag of we call seashells that my daughter collected when she was younger with some rocks because we live in Long Island and there are a ton of beaches around here. But I do think that Dollar Tree does sell seashells that you can grab. And just to give it an extra beachy look, I'm just going to glue those around the base. You could cover the whole bottom with these and give it a real nice look. Or you could just leave it as is because it is pretty just as is. You can use a few. You can do this in so many different ways. But this is how it came out. And it's so quick, so simple. You can put a little candle on there. You can use it just, as a decor piece. You can use this in a bunch of different ways. You can use this on a tiered tray. But thanks for watching. Follow for more.
Palm leaf wall decor picture artwork dupe from Pottery Barn. So I just took it. I'm doing like basically a reverse canvas. taking off the canvas part, taking off all of the staples, painting the frame, and then I'm just making a paper palm leaf. It's real simple, real easy. Fold it over the paper that I wanted to use because I made both of them at the same time, cutting on an angle. And all of this I just eyeballed, but you're just going to cut, so that it looks kind of like a half circle, but with a point at the top. And then just doing an accordion kind of folding to get the palm leaf type effect. I'm thinking about doing this again because I did love it, and I wanted a bigger one, but this one was just, my first try, so it's smaller than I wanted it to be. But you fold over till you have the shape you want, kind of a paper fan, and then I just put the little bottom pieces together. I used tape. I didn't use a tape with any type of gloss on or anything like that. I used this type, I'll show you in a second. I used this type tape because it was going to be easy to paint over, but you can see the palm kind of effect there. If you want to get it more like the Pottery Barn one, you would go in deeper with the cuts so that everything come up on a nice little angle. But I just did little snippets, and then I took the tape, put everything together, and then I spray painted them. So it's real easy, real simple. I did one gold, one black, and you can lay them out, make sure everything is nice and looks the way that you want it to look. You can see, like with the cuts that I did, if you went deeper with the points, it would give it even more of a dramatic look. Ignore this painting. This was me attempting to do, I don't know. But took that, did the reverse canvas thing, and then this is how it came out. So I hope you enjoyed all of these DIYs today. If you did, check out more. I'll link some below, and I will see you in the next one.